Hello, it's Thursday. I haven't filmed yet this week because I don't even know. I just wasn't in the mood. I wasn't being lazy because I've got loads done this week, but I was feeling lazy. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone else. Like my brain, there was just nothing going on. I have got the busiest day. I have got such a long to-do list to do today. It is like 8 o'clock, maybe just gone 8 actually. I am gonna stay here. My class finishes at 8:15, so yeah, 12 hours. And I'm gonna get everything done that I've been putting off. I've got to sort out our treatment room. I always wanted a treatment room, and then it took me ages to find people to hire it, which I wasn't expecting it to take that long. And then by the time I finally got people to hire it, it just never really took off. Like, they didn't really get many bookings. Even though we soundproofed the ceiling from the studio, I didn't think about the wall to reception. So when people were in the treatment room, I had to sit in silence and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't put music on, I couldn't do a class, I couldn't do anything. So it was actually a bit of an inconvenience to have the treatment room, because although it was still bringing in money, I couldn't do anything else. So I was just sat there. Closed the treatment room, and I said to everyone that was hiring that they could still hire the mini studio. It's a bit bigger, and just thought it would be a bit better and I could use the treatment room for something else. No one really got any bookings once we moved it to that, so now I just don't have anyone. So I'm gonna change the treatment room into my office. I'm gonna show you what the treatment room currently looks like. Before I show you, I'm really embarrassed, by the way. I want you to know how embarrassed I am at what it looks like. It has just become a dumping ground. If people are coming in, I'll just chuck stuff in there to get it out of the way. So yeah, so I need to do that today. I also need to finish the main studio. I've got another LED light that I want to put up, but I don't have enough bits to put it up with. I need to buy some more of those, so I probably won't do that till tomorrow. I should probably be writing this down actually. Let me get a pen and paper. Look at this, this is so cool. It's like an hour by hour, that's what I need. I need to be told what to do at every point of the day. And some extras that would be nice if I've got time. And the main things I need to do. I love this. This is from Flying Tiger. I'm obsessed with it. I need to sort out the treatment room. I'll do that first because I've been putting that off for weeks, so I just need to get it done. That, oh my God, it's like 8:45. I don't know what I've been doing for the last 45 minutes because I definitely got here just after 8. I reckon that's gonna take me up until 11 o'clock. I'm gonna stick the disco ball things on the wall. It's run out. That won't take me that long, I don't think. It definitely won't take more than an hour. Then I need to go to Lidl, some wipes, because we clean like the mats, dumbbells, trampolines, everything. People clean their own one with a wipe when they're done, which I don't think is ideal. Like, we go through a lot of wipes, and I do try and get like biodegradable ones, but I still feel like it's a bit of a waste. I've been looking at getting just like a spray, so a spray that you don't have to wipe off. You can just spray and then it like gets rid of everything. And I found one that you can get for yoga mats. Not only is it really expensive for a really small bottle, I don't know if you can use it on dumbbells and trampoline handles and drumsticks and tambourines and whatever else we use. So I don't know if it's worth it or not. So at the moment we're still using wipes. I ran out of wipes last week, and every time I go to the shop, I forget to get them. So I need to go and get some today. So I'm gonna walk to Lidl, and I'm gonna do that in the middle of the day to like try and break it up a bit. So I'm gonna do that between 12 and 1. What else do I need to do? This is where I have to write lists because I forget. Admin stuff I need to do. So I'll eat my lunch at 1, and then I'll do some admin. Learn some new choreography for classes tonight because it's the start of the month, so we've been sent new choreography. Jungle Body send choreography on like the 30th or the 1st of the month, so always have new choreography every month, and all my classes tonight are Jungle Body classes, so new choreography for everything. I haven't even looked at it yet, so hopefully there's some good tracks in there. film some fake videos of me pretending to teach a class. In there, obviously I've redecorated. All the videos, the old videos give me the ick. So every time I go and post on social media, I'm like, oh, it's got a grey wall. So we're slowly getting there. I got some videos yesterday of Nikki doing step. I've got videos of DJ nights. I've got videos of Jungle Body. I need some videos of Burn, some like trampoline videos. So I might set up my camera today and film fake videos. So I need to do some filming. It takes us to 5 o'clock. What else do I need to do? I had so much to do. Oh my God, I need to sort out the salt room. I'm gonna do that with the treatment room, so salt room. And I'm gonna film a reel about that as well, because I've really struggled to find things to post about the salt room, because once you've posted a picture of the salt room, what else do you post? I'm gonna film myself resetting up the salt room. I need to order some fairy lights. I'm very worried. This is very bad timing. I haven't had anything fixed. So there was a leak that came through the front of the building, ran down the wall, across the ceiling, down into the salt room. The hole that the water came through was so small, probably like the size of that. Like, it's tiny. The wind has to be in such a specific direction for it to come in. And it's happened once really bad, and then once not that bad. We didn't even really know why it happened. So that's in a whole year it's happened like that. So I thought, do you know what, it's just so much effort to get it fixed, like to tell the landlord and then to organise getting them to come out, and just for something that might never happen again. I'll just sort out the salt room, and then if it happens again, I'll definitely get it fixed. The salt room reopened properly yesterday. We've got a hurricane at the weekend. This is potentially going to happen at the weekend. We just have to hope, right, that the wind goes that way. If the wind's going that way, it doesn't happen. It's when the wind's coming straight towards the studio, that's when it happens. 99% of the time, the wind goes that way. And also, there's a building right opposite us, so it does shelter us a little bit. So it is really rare that it happens. But yeah, we have got like, I don't think it's actually a hurricane, but it's definitely a named storm. It'll be fun. We'll see what happens there. So this might be a bit of a waste of time sorting out the salt room. I think I have got bookings already booked in though, so I need to do it. If I haven't got anyone booked in yet, salt room bookings are usually quite last minute. If I haven't got anyone booked in yet, I might close it for the rest of the week, just in case, and then I don't have to sort it out until after the storm. Yeah, I might do that. Right, I need to check. It's so weird, people book so last minute for salt rooms. It used to make me really nervous. Look at everything on a Monday and be like, I've got no salt bookings this week, it's just sat empty. And then everyone would just book throughout the week, so yeah. And then at least, even though it may potentially flood again, at least I'm not wasting any more salt or my time. I'm gonna do that, that's what I've decided. This is why I like doing these videos. I think I said this in a video before, but because I'm always here on my own, and I do ask people for advice, but sometimes when I'm here on my own and I'm trying to make a decision, like, it is just down to me, and sometimes I just need to say them out loud. So I like doing this because I like talk about things, and then it's easier rather than me sitting here in silence thinking, what do I do? Staff meeting, I like this. We used to do staff meetings, I've just remembered. When, was it before I can't remember if it was before my offer was accepted here or after. But after classes, I used to do staff meetings in my car. I used to put it on my Instagram story. I used to say, welcome to the staff meeting. I've had this idea. Would you come to it? Would you do this class? Do you think I should do this? Do you think? And people used to love it. Oh, we need to bring that back. The paint is being delivered tomorrow for the floor. Very exciting. To have a general clean, I think, because it looks a bit grubby in here today. I left it in a mess last night. Sometimes I just leave and I just think, oh, I'll just sort that out tomorrow. I need to potentially, this winds me up. I might get a skip, but it just winds me up because they're so expensive. And it's not even, skips don't wind me up that much. I get it with a skip, like it has to be delivered and picked up and then they sort through it and whatever. The thing that really annoys me is that I have to pay for rubbish here. That just really annoys me because I get it, I do get it, but it really irritates me. You have to just pay for everything, don't you? And I just think, like, why do you have to pay for so much? I have bought something, I have paid for something, then potentially someone else has bought it off me. So I've already paid for it, and then I have to pay to get rid of it. Potentially, someone's bought it, I've bought it off them, so it's already been paid for twice. Then someone buys it off me, so it's been paid for 3 times. Then they leave the packaging or whatever here, say it's like a bottle of water. Then I've got to pay to get rid of it. It's already been paid for 3 times. I'm paying for it again just to get it away from me. It really was. I do understand why though. I get that, like, if I owned a bin company, then I'd want to be paid. Another thing that annoys me that I have to pay for, because that is actually due today and it is extortionate, I have to pay for a music license, which is fine. I always knew I had to pay for a music license. I've been paying for one for ages. I already pay for the music. I already pay a subscription to be able to have access to the music. And then I have to pay again to be allowed to play the music. So I've bought the subscription for the music. I then paid extra so I don't have adverts in the music. Then I've bought a speaker to play the music. And then I have to buy a license to be allowed to use my speaker to play the music that I've already paid for. Winds me up. Anyway, so I might get a skip, basically. That's where I was going with that. I might get a skip because I've got a lot of rubbish. I need to get rid of it, but I'm gonna decide throughout the day. I'm gonna see how much rubbish I end up with from the treatment room, and I'm gonna decide throughout the day. When we first open, I do need to sort the bins out here, because when I found out how much bins were when I first got here, I was like, I'm not paying that for a bin. So I used to just take it home with me. Where I lived when I first opened here, we had like big communal bins, so I just was chucking it in there and no one was really noticing. But now I live in a house that's just got one bin. I can't really take it home. So it is like getting a bit like, where can I just take this rubbish? I like take some home, take some to my mum's work, take some here, take some there. I'm like always like, oh, can I put some rubbish in your bin? So now I think I do need to sort the bin situation out. I'm gonna have to just pay for it to a point where I need it now. Obviously it's a lot busier now than it used to be. Like things that you don't think about when you're getting busier, things you don't really think about, like now we use more paper towels in the toilet, so that's the bin fills up quicker. People use more soap, because all little things that you don't think about, like the annoying things about being busy. Obviously I'd rather be busy. I'd rather be buying paper towels and soap all the time. And wipes. Again, the bin for the wipes fills up so quick now because we're busy and everyone's cleaning all their stuff. And then maybe get a skip. Do I want to spend £200 on a skip? No. Think of how many disco balls £200 would get us. I'll think about it. I'm going to show you the treatment room. Like I said before, I'm just going to say it again. I'm very embarrassed by it. Remember, ShanFitness is judgment free, so you're not allowed to judge me for this. So this is the treatment room. Don't look at the brand that's on that trampoline because we never ended up going with them. Got tables, tarot cards, sage spray just in case someone's negative energy enters the building and I have to spray when they leave. All sort of stuff, hairbrush. This is the best blow dry brush, by the way. Get changed in here, so sometimes if I'm in a rush I just chuck my clothes on the floor like a teenager. Beach bag, because in the summer I always wanted to be ready to go to the beach. So I've got a change of clothes, a hat, flip-flops, suntan lotion, so I could go to the beach. My makeup, because I always get ready here, which is a bit annoying when I don't get ready here and I'm at home and I'm like, where's all my makeup? They're the draft excluders that I put under the roller door in the winter. This wasn't actually that messy, this corner bit, but because the flood came in there a little bit, I literally just scraped everything over, so it was actually folded up neatly. They're all the clothes I'm selling on Vinted, so I might actually just get rid of them and just take it to a charity shop or something. My broken trampoline, That's a box of crystals. Right, cherries, choosing it. How cool is that? Spare blankets for the salt room, dehumidifier for the salt room, the heater, paint, crystals, change of clothes. Just everything is in here for a reason, but it's just a mess. Also means when I have my office, then I can get rid of all this rubbish here. I mean, this I got changed yesterday, so that's just here from yesterday. But just like odd little bits like post and stuff all sits out here. Not very professional. This I'm definitely not showing you in here. This was meant to be my office. So the original plan, I didn't think I'd have enough space for a cafe. I was thinking about having a cafe, but I didn't think I had enough space. Hang on, I'm just putting you back on here. That was just sort of like the sofa was there and I had a little desk there. And then this room here was gonna be my office. When the building work had started, like obviously I had workmen here to be like, oh, where can I go and get some lunch? And I'd be like, don't know. And I was like, where am I gonna get my lunch? Don't know. You could not get a hot drink anywhere. You can go to Lidl's quite close. You can go to Lidl Bakery and get cold stuff, cold pizza, but you can't get anything hot. So no hot drinks, no hot food. I love a toasty or a panini, and you just can't get one anywhere. You can drive to Stone Cross, but because I live in Stone Cross, I might as well go home. I was like, maybe I could open a cafe here. That's what I'm planning on doing, and it's taking ages. That's why it just is, I hate this bit, it's just always a mess. But someone gave me a free fridge. Oh my God, amazing. Like I was like getting free stuff and like doing well. Everything's just stopped because now it's got to the point where I've got to put the sinks in, and that's the expensive bit. I haven't got the brain space. So that is now no longer my office. That is going to be the food storage area. Stock, cups. So I just sit out here, which is fine until someone like hires a room or comes in, and then I'm just sat out here awkwardly while they're hiring. And I feel like, no one's ever said anything, but I feel like they think that I'm like watching them to make sure they don't like do anything wrong. But it's actually because I've got nowhere to go. Sometimes I go in the mini studio. If someone's hiring the main studio, then I'll go in the mini studio and do some work. But sometimes I'll just sit out here and then it's like really awkward. To have an office would be lovely, and I think I would definitely be more productive. All my autumn clothes this year are like browns and beiges and green. I didn't do that on purpose, but literally everything is the same colour. I'm obsessed with these. I gave these out on our opening night. Salt shakers with salt at ShanFitness on them. Obsessed. I mean, this one's a bit wrecked, but I thought it was genius. I have to show these to you because these are the cutest things. I always keep them. I never keep birthday cards, Christmas cards and stuff, and I don't ever give them out either. I'm really a card kind of person. Receptionist at my mum's work, she always makes everyone birthday cards, and she's so thoughtful with what she puts on them, and she like really knows people, and I always keep her cards. I found them all in the treatment room. I think once I left, because I used to work at my mum's work, once I left I didn't think she would make them for me anymore, but she still does. This one's got like unicorns and rainbows and sparkles on. This one's got like flowers, ladybirds. They always have a princess on. She says the princess is me. This one's got a Christmas tree, so I feel like it's a Christmas card. But it's not, it's my leaving card, but it's got a Christmas tree on it. I think it's because I used to always put the Christmas tree up in November and she used to get really annoyed with me. This is the birthday card, and she'd always put on things like that she knows that I like, so like cookies, chocolate, a dog. They're so cute. And then on the back there's me and my dog. It's like princesses with a dog, with a pet dog, and like rainbows. Oh, I just think they're so cute. It's funny is I've literally got all, oh my God, I've got prices on the back. I've got all my leaving cards still from when I left my old job, and it felt like so dramatic at the time. Like I was crying and everyone was like crying, hugging me, giving me cards. And I literally have been back there every day since. I go there all the time. This vlog's a bit different this week. This is just about my life. By the time you've seen this, this box probably won't exist anymore, so you can't steal it. This is full of like important letters. So like as soon as I turned 18, I literally moved away the week after I turned 18. I didn't really know how to be an adult. I probably moved away a bit too early. Work out how to be an adult. So this box has stayed with me. I made this box when I was 17 and it has stayed with me everywhere I've gone, every job I've had, everywhere I've lived. This box has gone with me and it contains all important letters that I don't need anymore. These are all really old now, but I just always keep it with me. Important letters that I knew I'd forget about. I just kept them with me all the time. This has even got pictures of Australia in it. Sydney. This box has travelled. Do you know what is peak 2016? Is having pictures on your wall. This is when I lived in Finland. These are the girls that I lived with in Finland. And it was a screenshot of, I don't even know what that is, Facebook. So I printed a screenshot. I've got like pictures in this pile with like Snapchat filters on the pictures. I even printed out club pictures. Look, that's from Cameo. Club pictures on my bedroom wall. Look at this picture. I shaved my head when I was at school. This picture was at school. I was probably about 16 in this picture. I shaved my head and then it was growing back. I bleached it. So I had like a little, can you see, like a little blonde tuft. So nice, like seeing all those pictures. I didn't even know they were in there. I must have put them in there once when I moved house and then just forgot they were in there and just left them. But there was pictures from like everywhere I've lived, like all different places, all the different people I've worked with. So that was really nice to see that. That was a nice surprise. Everyone, I don't want to show you this too much because it's got my details on it. Everyone that has ever parked in Polegate station has got one of these fines. Many people do it. I've seen people post on Facebook still where you pay at the wrong machine. I did it, I got fined. I didn't pay it for ages. I didn't pay it for like years because I was like, no, I paid at the machine, only to find out that it was the wrong machine. That is a part of being in Polegate, is you get a fine from that car park. I've been really distracted, but I've also found loads of old pay slips in there, and I cannot believe I used to do jobs because I wanted the experience of doing them. I used to do really random stuff, but the way they pay you at these jobs, I had my Butlins wage slips in there. £4.19 I was on when I was a red coat at Butlins. £4.19 an hour. Isn't that crazy? Even when I worked at Bannatynes, I mean, people from Bannatynes follow me, so I'm not going to say, but that was pretty shocking too. SPD Body Co. Before I decided I was going to open a studio, instead I was creating my own fitness program, so people would do the course and be able to come in, become an instructor. So that's what it's called, SPD Body Co. We had 3 programs. Lightning, which was like mini choreographed circuits. It was insane. I know that like our classes are for like mental health and stuff, but the way my body changed while I was teaching those classes was incredible, and I wasn't doing anything else. I was teaching a jungle body and lightning, that was it, and I literally looked like a different person. So it was such a good formula, and maybe one day I'll go back to it because I feel like I was really onto something there. Thunder, which was like the toning version, so it was still like a bit of a circuit, but there was no cardio, so you were still up and down from the floor. It was still quite intense. And then there was Breeze, which was the meditation program, like a bit of, you do a bit of stretching, a bit of meditation. It was lovely. So that was what I was planning on doing before I decided to just open the studio. And then when I decided to open the studio, I was actually going to do all my own programs here, like Lightning, Thunder, Breeze, and maybe add a few different ones. And we have sort of ended up doing that, like the trampolining one, Step. They're all sort of like my own thing. But yeah, SPD Body Co. Throwback. I reckon I started doing this in about 2021. So yeah, ages ago. I'm sending you positive vibes through the screen. I don't know if that works. I see people do it on Instagram all the time, and they're like Reiki clearing stuff. So just in case it does, there we go. Hope you liked that. It is exactly 11 o'clock and I've done it. I'm gonna have to leave this here. I know it looks an absolute mess, but I need to sort out my Vinted. So all of this stuff's on Vinted. So I need to sort it all out and decide if I'm just gonna give it all to a charity shop or if some of it I can get some money for. My broken trampoline, that's got to stay there because I need to get a skip. And these, when we get a stage, which will be soon hopefully, these are going underneath the stage. So they've got to stay there for the moment. But it's done. Now I've just got to sort out here. So I had to answer a phone call, so now I am an hour behind schedule. So I'm gonna do the disco ball things now. I bought this in the hope that it sticks the disco ball things on. Ignore the noise, that's my neighbours. These are all the ones that fell off the wall when I put them up before, and I was hoping to save them, but they're all stuck together and I just can't get them apart, which is such a shame because they're not cheap and I feel like this is such a waste. This is like a whole packet. I actually ended up popping out. I just couldn't cope any longer. I had to go out. I went to B&M and I finally got some wipes. Then I went to Costa in Asda, which is the new one, in my car and ate it. Oh my God, the road rage. It was very entertaining, but it didn't do much for my stress levels because I went there for a bit of peace and quiet and I didn't get that. So far behind schedule, it is 10 to 3. So I think what I'm gonna have to do now is sort of abandon this all for today, have a little tidy up and then get my classes ready for tonight because it's new choreography, so I really wanna learn that. There's a reel I wanna film, should be able to do that quite quickly, and I wanna post that tonight, so I might do that in a minute. I haven't done my really important admin that I needed to do. I haven't finished sticking on the disco balls. Well, the disco ball strips. That's fine. We made good progress with the office and starting it. And I know that works now with the no more nails because they've stayed up. So that's good. And it's a bit tidier out here, which is good. And I've eaten, which is the main thing. I've got a skip arriving in the morning. How exciting is that? All this rubbish will be gone. Finally. Whole thing. No entry. Do you know why? Because it's full of rubbish. Can't go in there. Then I'm going to have to start paying for a bin. So I'm going to sort that out tomorrow too. What a beautiful evening. Jungle Body was busy, and Burn wasn't as busy but still lovely. And now I'm going to go home. I'm a bit annoyed because I already know what I've got for dinner and I don't want it. Good morning. It's like 7:30 in the morning, but the skip's here. So I'm going to start at the back of the studio and work my way through. I have got to about 11. I need to pop out. I need to go to my nan's house to help them sort out something on their iPad. So I'm gonna start at the back, go all the way forward. Hopefully I have it done by 11. And if I don't, then I'll have to come back here afterwards. But I've only got it for the day. I said to him on the phone yesterday, I was like, please just pick it up the same day. Because I thought if he doesn't pick it up till Monday, then I'll come in today and be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then I'll be like, oh, I'll do it Sunday. And then suddenly it'll be Monday and it'll be being picked up. Problem is, I have to look through some of the bags to make sure that all the stuff can go in there. And I haven't got any gloves. So I'm gonna be like going through old rubbish, which is a bit gross. The reason why I'm starting at the back of the studio is because I need to get all the trampolines out to get to this bit at the back, which is actually probably the worst bit. But I have got rebounds in the morning, so I can leave them out. I've actually made such good progress. The only thing that's left is the rubbish cupboard, like the actual rubbish cupboard. So I've done the rest of the studio, but this is the bit I've been dreading the most because it's just, there's spiders in here. Guys, I've actually done it. It's 9:05 and I've done it. Oh, I wish I hadn't got out of bed so early. Oh, it's done. It's full to the top. I can't believe how much rubbish I had in this building. And also, I'm just going in the mirror to check my jumper because I was really brave, but I was stood outside putting some cardboard in the skip. And I just looked down and I had one of those thick black spiders like here. And I was like, and I just like flicked it off. And luckily it came off in the first flick. and I was really brave. But now I've got like shivers because I'm like, every time my hair touches me, I'm like, ooh. I had to take my jumper off because I was convinced that I had a whole family of spiders living in my jumper and it was giving me the creeps, so I've had to take it off. And now every time I walk past the mirror, I'm like, just making sure. I called them and said, you can come pick it up now if you want to. And they were like, we literally dropped it off 2 hours ago. Yeah, well, I move quick, so got to get things done. I'm just checking all the cupboards and stuff. I can't believe it, that was so efficient of me. I've just taken the class passes off sale. If you don't know, we do unlimited class passes once a month. So at the end of the month into the start of the month, you can buy unlimited class passes for £49, which is such a bargain. And then it'll get you unlimited classes for the whole month. So I've just taken them off because it's now the second. Well, it was the second yesterday, so I've taken them off this morning. And last month was actually the first time I filmed a vlog, was the last time we put them on. And I was a bit disappointed with how many I'd sold because I'd done so many in August and I was expecting to do more in September and I'd done less. Also, still at the same time, really grateful for everyone that had bought them because I was really happy people were buying them. It was a really weird feeling. So this month I've tried not to put so much pressure on myself. I have just been sort of advertising it, telling people about it, and then just getting on with my day. I haven't been checking them. I check them at the end of every day just to keep an update on what's going on in case I sell too many and I need to take them off sale. So I've just been sort of doing it that way rather than checking it all the time, wondering why people aren't buying them. I've just allowed it to just happen. I have advertised it a bit more. And we did more than we did in September, so I'm happy. We still haven't done as many as we did in August. I just think August it was only £30 and that was such a good bargain. And it didn't really matter if people were like going on holiday for a week or missing a few because it was such good value for money that people just didn't really like, no consequences, but that's not what I'm trying to say, but I can't think of the word, like no consequences to them missing it because they're not really losing any money. Whereas this time it's £49, so it's like £19 more. If you miss a week, you're gonna have to really come to extra classes when you are here to get your money's worth. But those people that bought the unlimited passes in August haven't necessarily stopped coming. They're just buying different types of passes. So I think that is the reason that it was just really cheap and it didn't really matter how many classes they came to. Done about 4 or 5 more than last month, so I'm happy with that. If I can get it up 4 or 5 each month, then, well, next month they'll sell out, so that'll be good. A couple of new people as well, which is nice. So that's lovely. So yeah, nice crowd. Because I got the skip done so early, I have finished this. I've still got that one to do over there. When I started it yesterday, I got to about here. So I'd only done that top bit and I was like, oh my God, I don't like it because you can see the joins. Can you see like where the squares are? And it doesn't flow. Whereas when I did it on this one, which I did when we first opened, it looks so much nicer because the squares were exactly the right size. It was perfect. So you only got those joins there. So it just like flows a bit better, whereas that really looks like squares. Last night with the disco lights shining on it, it looked so cool. I was the only one that could see it because everyone had their back to it, but it did look really cool. So now I'm really excited about this one. Obviously I need to clean it, but I'm just waiting for it to dry. Guys, look what I did. It looks a bit different in this video, but this is the same colour as this. To do a second coat. But it is really hard to find 24 hours without a class here. So I am worried about when I'm going to be able to do this second coat. So potentially it is going to look like this for a few classes, which I'm not entirely happy about, but there's just nothing I can do. I cannot explain this, but when you're here, it looks like the floor should be bouncy. It looks like it should be like a bouncy castle floor. It's so weird. It doesn't look like a hard floor, and I cannot understand why, and I cannot explain it. Do you know that Shein now do misguided clothes on there. They also do Adidas and Crocs. That made it sound like I was doing an advert then, but I wasn't. I don't really like ordering off Shein. One, because it's a bit dodgy with the clothes. Sometimes you get really weird stuff, don't you? And also ethically, I don't think it's that good. But also, I think every clothes shop is not great, even like the expensive ones. So like, I feel like it's just a bit tough. So I went on Shein the other day, not expecting to buy anything. And then I saw misguided stuff on there. So I got this in an extra large, so potentially a bit too big, but super comfy. And now I've got another new favourite outfit. Right, I'm braving the storm. I'm going to town to meet Emma. We're having a meeting about the wellbeing events we're going to do next, and the Anxious Girls Club events we're going to do, because Emma's going to help me do the Anxious Girls Club now, rather than bringing in someone new. Me and Emma are just going to do it and see how it goes. And potentially I might bring in someone new in the future, but at the moment I think we can cope with it. I'm going to go meet her in town. She's just teaching a yoga class in town, so I said I would just meet her there. So the weather's crazy. I'm braving it. On a Saturday, going to town on a Saturday in this weather. Mental. Good morning. I am in a rush because I need to sort out this whole mess before Nikki's classes. So I have left it in a bit of a mess. I just chucked yesterday's jumper on and came down here really quick just to try and sort it out, because there is just stuff everywhere. I need to give it a quick hoover and put some stuff back in the studio, because the studio still looks like that where I've painted, and there's just bits everywhere. I've probably got about half an hour before her class, so I need to get snappy. I am still not convinced that this looks real, and I just feel like you don't get the full effect on video. But when I walk in here, it just doesn't feel like it's a real floor. I feel like it's gonna be like soft or bouncy. So strange. Shouldn't have really picked the windiest weekend to do it, because all the dirt and stuff comes under the door. I don't think I'm gonna put all of this back in here. I just need the bits for Nikki's class. But I'm gonna leave lots of stuff in here, I think, because I'm actually not gonna hoover in here because the hoover scratches the floor. So I'm gonna have to try and sweep all this up. The hoover scratches the floor, so I've bought a new hoover. I had to buy a new hoover the other day. And when I went onto Amazon, robot hoovers and mop, so it's like a 2-in-1 hoover and mop, was on offer, like more than half price, and it was cheaper than a Henry. So I bought a robot one. I've never used a robot hoover before, and I don't really know if this is the right place to have a robot hoover, but I'm gonna try it. Genius. It's gonna save me so much time, because I have to hoover at least once a day. If you do morning classes and evening classes, then I have to hoover twice a day, because all the dust and stuff comes under the door. Especially in the summer when we have the door open, it is just full of feathers in here all the time. So having something that will save me time, I think, is always worth the money. Also, another reason why I've painted the floor, so the main reason is the colour, but also the grey paint it started going really shiny and slippery. So it was like almost being polished by the mats, I think. That might not be a thing. But it was getting worse as the more classes we were doing, the more shiny the floor was getting, and it was, almost like being polished by our mats and trainers. So this paint is a chalk effect paint. So it's got more grip to it. Like even now, I can't push my foot in my Crocs, whereas before I'd be sliding. So I think it will definitely help, especially classes where we are just in our socks. When we first started, because I hate having bare feet, so I always do Pilates in my socks, and we always tell people they can do pound in their socks, because it was fine at the start. The floor wasn't slippery. I tested it all out. Rebounds, obviously, we're on the trampoline anyway, so you can do that in your socks, but we tested it all out and it was fine with socks. But the last maybe month, 6 weeks, it's not been fine with socks. It's really weird. I kept changing the floor cleaner and it was just getting more and more slippery. So it being matte and chalky, I think will definitely help. And I love the colour. Although the colour that's on the paint pot, it's called My Husband Said No, which annoyed me. But other than that, I like it. I'm gonna end this week's video with a story. Nick is teaching in there, so I've come and sat in my car. And if you're not that spiritual and you're not into crystals and stuff, this story is gonna be like a bit weird. But and to me, parts of the story are a bit weird, and I'm quite spiritual, and even I'm like, nah, that can't be right. Backstory first. A few months ago, we hosted a wellbeing festival here, and we had different stalls around the main studio, and Sue was here. I call her Crystal Sue, but her name is actually just Sue. She is a very knowledgeable lady. I admire her a lot. I try and get her to every event that I do. She brings all her crystals. She knows so much about crystals. She's got such a calming energy. I really like her. Anyway, she was here at the Wellbeing Festival. Because of energy that was coming through the wall, so our back wall, she was by the back wall, you know, where it says ShanFitness on the wall. Because of energy coming through that wall, negative energy, 2 of her crystals broke, which is crazy. We didn't know it was because of the negative energy at the start, but a lot of intuitive people were here, mediums and people like that, and they were saying they can feel the negative energy coming through the wall. So 2 of her crystals broke. She was obviously very upset, and I felt so bad that it had happened here. Although it was like no one's fault, I felt so bad. So I took the crystals off her, and I was like, don't worry, I'll sort whatever you need to do, I'll sort them. So I took them off her. Another thing you need to know about Sue is she makes these lovely bracelets. So she intuitively makes these bracelets. So all you need to do is just tell her that you want a bracelet, pay for it obviously, and just goes home. I don't know what she does, but she intuitively picks the crystals that you need. And they're always spot on. This is the second one I've had. My mum's had 1 or 2. A few other people I know that have had them from her, and they're always spot on. She is so good at it. Anyway, I ordered this bracelet at the Wellbeing Festival because I just didn't feel that connected to my old bracelet, so I wasn't using it anymore, so I needed a new one. So I ordered this at the Wellbeing Festival. I got it like a few days later or whatever, I can't remember the time frame. As you know, if you have been watching these vlogs, I've had a very stressful few months. Obviously, I've only been filming these vlogs for a month, but I've just had a lot of stress and a lot of negative energy at the studio. Classes are fine. When I'm doing PT, they're fine. Salt room's fine. But when I'm there on my own, really heavy and negative. And every time I go and do something, it's blocked. For whatever reason, I still haven't opened the cafe. Every time I try and do that, it's blocked. Every time I try and do different things, I won't go into too much detail, but everything has just been a struggle the last few months, and I have felt it a lot. I felt really heavy, and I've had to just like keep removing myself from the studio because it just feels really heavy in there. And then as soon as we start classes, it's fine. I love classes. Classes feel as good as they always do. We have the best time, and then it repeats the next day. I come in the morning, it feels heavy. I don't enjoy being there. I go out, and then I come and do classes and I'm fine again. That's just all the day has repeated for the whole few months. And I thought the other day, that sort of links to when I got this bracelet. So this bracelet has a lot of like there's a lot of dark crystals on here. There's a lot of things to help with negative energy. There's a lot of things to help with stress, for confidence. What else is on here? There was a bit of anxiety on there as well. So I thought I was going to message Sue and say, do you think this bracelet is bringing all these emotions out of me? Do you think they were like hidden away? And because now I'm wearing the bracelet, they've all like come out, because I felt so stressed. My mental health's still been good. It's been weird because I've actually been fine. My mental health's been really good. I'm still really happy. I still love it here, but like it's just felt a bit off. I have spoken about this over the last few vlogs as well. Anyway, I was thinking about messaging her and saying like, is that a thing? Should I take it off? Like, is there something going on? Do I need to cleanse it differently? Like, what needs to be done? I never messaged her. I was thinking about it. I was probably going to do it next week. The other day I did a meditation in the studio. I try and do at least one meditation a week. And I was thinking while I was doing meditation, like, something needs to shift. Please just tell me. Just however you get the message to me, just tell me that what needs to shift, because I just feel a bit trapped and I can't, everything I try and do, I can't do it. On Thursday, and that's the start of this vlog, so this is really weird that I started it then. I was like, I need to clean. I need to like, and I didn't know at the time that that was necessarily my message. I just thought I need to clean and get rid of stuff and declutter and just like have a big clear out. So I sorted everything out on Thursday. Obviously you just watched it all, so I've sorted everything out on Thursday. Spontaneously ordered a skip to get delivered the next morning, filled the skip up, got picked up straight away. As I was filling the skip up, I went in a cupboard and I was clearing stuff, and I picked up a bag, and on the floor were these broken crystals, just on the floor, just all smashed. And I'd completely forgotten about it, and I was like, oh my god, these crystals have been in here the whole time, smashed crystals. So I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I do crystal healing and I'm into crystals, but there's some things that I don't really know. Like, I don't know what it means if you've got broken crystals in your house and stuff. So I just put them in the bin and I just got rid of them. And then I think I told my mum about it. I'm sure she looked it up and she said, yeah, like it brings negative energy. I was like, right, they're gone now. Like, let's just forget. And I didn't think too much about it. I did tell my mum about it, but then I didn't really think about it again. Yesterday, so I'd done that on the Friday and I felt really calm on the Friday afternoon. What did I do Friday afternoon? Oh, I went to my nan's and then I went to my mum's work and then I looked after my cousin. So it was a bit of a busy day, but I just felt like really calm. Yesterday, I felt so confident. Like, I can't even explain. Like, I just felt like really, and I didn't even really notice at the time. It wasn't till afterwards. Like, I met Emma in town and we were speaking for hours. We were there for so long. I was starving afterwards. And then like I met my mum at Costa near the new one near Asda, and then I went home. And I said to my mum when I met her, I was like, I feel so confident today. Like, the way I was walking, felt in myself, I just felt really confident. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like my energy has changed. And people were talking to me. Like, I've got a bit of a miserable face. So I find that people don't really talk to me that much unless I'm with other people, like strangers. Because I always do look miserable. People are always like, oh my God, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing, that's just my face. So I have got a naturally miserable face. So people don't generally talk, like strangers don't generally talk to me. But yesterday when I was in town, people were like talking to me. Someone asked me for help. And I was like, oh my God. And I love it when that happens. It happens every now and again. But I love it when that happens. And I just feel like I've had a big energy shift. And I thought, oh my God, it's because I got rid of those crystals. That whole time, those crystals were in here, like bringing negative energy. And now they're gone. Whether you believe that or not, that's fine. But I think it's a bit of a coincidence how amazing I felt yesterday. And it wasn't like, oh, now the crystals are gone, so I'm going to feel better. It was, I didn't know it didn't register until afterwards. So I think it's too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence. So I'm going to cleanse this again today. Once Nikki's finished her classes, I'm going to do a bit of a cleanse in there as well, just to make sure all the last bits of negative energy are gone. And then, yeah, get some positivity in the studio. So that's my story, and that's how I'm ending this week's vlog. So if you have got any broken crystals at home, please get rid of them. Have a little cleanse, and remember to meditate too, because that is very important. People think that meditation's a bit odd, and people are like, oh, I can't do it. But there's so many different types of meditation. If you can't sit there still, I've got to a place where I'm very good at meditating now. I used to have to do guided meditations, and on Spotify there are thousands of guided meditations, by the way. I can literally just sit there now and meditate by myself. I do sometimes most of the time prefer a guided one, just because then you don't have to really think about anything. But people always like, I can't switch off my brain, I can't sit there, I can't sit still. But you can do walking meditations, you can do so much. So I would definitely recommend it as well. The studio is now broken crystal free, and I am happy and confident. Bye, thanks for watching.